everybody. Welcome back to ELA. As you know, we just finished our Anne of Green Gables unit, and we are going to be moving on to a new unit on Harriet Tubman. So today is going to be the start of this new unit, which is going to focus on a new book, Harriet Tubman, and also slavery in America. But before we begin listening to the book, I want to introduce you guys to some important background information that you're going to need to know to understand Harriet's life and slavery in America. So today we're going to talk about something called graphs. And after we go over what a graph is and how we read it, we're going to analyze a graph that shows us slavery in America and how many slaves were there at different times. So let's start by understanding and reviewing what a graph is. So we use special pictures called graphs to help us understand how something changes over time. So I'm going to be showing you a graph that a boy, Cameron, made. So right here, you're going to see this says Cameron's reading log. And if you look at the graph, it shows us the number of minutes that Cameron read, and down here we have the days of the week. And then each day of the week has a point on it to show us how many minutes Cameron read for. And then they attach the points so that we can see if it goes up, down, stays steady. This shows us the information in a visual way. So let's look at how we can read and understand this graph. So we have the number of minutes, so I can start at the beginning, Monday. The first day is Monday, and I can follow the graph up to its point. And I see that on Monday, the point lines up with 20 minutes. So that means that on Monday, Cameron read for 20 minutes. Then I go to Tuesday. I can already see that on Tuesday he read more minutes because the line goes up. So I'm going to follow the Tuesday point across, and I can see that it's in between 30 and 40. So that would indicate about 35 minutes. So on Monday he read for 20 minutes, and on Tuesday he read for 35 minutes. Then I go to Wednesday, and if you notice, the line goes down. So on Wednesday, he did not read as much as he did on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I'm going to follow the point. He read for about 15 minutes on Wednesday. Now let's go to my next day of the week, Thursday. Whoa, and I'm going to follow it all the way up. And I could see that this time the point's going really high up. That's the highest it's been so far. I'm going to follow it across, and I can see that he read for 60 minutes on Thursday. My last day is going to be Friday. Follow the point, go across. How many minutes is that? 40 minutes. So on Friday, he read for 40 minutes. So if we look at this graph, now we can analyze it to figure out which day did he read the most, which day did he read the least amount of books. So if you look at the graph, what day has the highest point? On what day did he read the most? That would be Thursday, right? When he read for 60 minutes. How about on which day did he read the least amount of books? The smallest amount? We would go to the lowest point, and that would be on Wednesday when he only read for about 15 minutes. So this is how we can use a graph to understand information. It can put it to us in a visual way, and that can be easier for us to see and understand. So this week we're going to start reading the book Harriet Tubman. In the book, we're going to learn that when Harriet was born in 1820, there were millions of slaves living in America. So how did so many slaves end up in America during this time? And we can learn from this graph that we're going to look at that the number of slaves changed from the 1600s all the way up to the 1860s. So we're going to look at that change visually, just like we looked at the amount of time that Cameron read books. So today we're going to read a graph that shows us how the number of slaves changed over the years. So let me set this up for you guys so we can look at it. I'm going to read this out loud to you. This is our article. I've also attached one for you guys. And as you can see, the top says how many slaves in America. This side says the number of slaves from Africa. We have 0, 500,000, 1 million, 1,500,000, 2 million, 2,500,000, 3 million, 3,500,000, 4 million, 4,500,000. Then down here we have the year, and we have 1600, 1700, 1800, and 1900. And then you can see the specific dates are written above the points. So let me read aloud. It says by 1692, 20 people are taken from Africa to America. So in 1692, 20 people, only 20 slaves were taken from Africa to America. By 1830, there are nearly 2 million slaves in America. So in about 200 years, the number of slaves went from 20 to over 2 million. And if we look at the graph, it says in 1619, there was the 20 slaves. Then we go to the year 1800, and we can see there's about 1 million slaves by the year 1800. The year 1830, the number has gone up to 2 million. The year 1860, the number is all the way up to about 4 million. And then 1865, the end of the Civil War, the number is down to 0 slaves. So let's just look at the different events. 1619, the first people from Africa arrive in America. 1860, 3.9 million slaves work for no pay in America. Then in 1865, Abraham Lincoln frees the slaves. So that's why we see that it's gone down to 0 from millions, because they are all now free. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at the article, you guys are going to go and review the graph again on your own to learn about slavery in America over the years. You will answer the attached questions, and then you're all done. All right, so good job, guys.